Chicken and rice. Whether you're a stereotypical gym rat looking to bulk up, or a college student trying to make the best out of whatever you have, the combination of these two staple ingredients in the American Omnivore diet shows up in many different manners. Stick around to see just how to make one of my favorite Arroz Con Pollo dishes. Hi there y'all, I'm Tom, and this is a new apartment. That's right, new location and new kitchen, but still, the best place to find all the skills you need to make delicious creations from only the odds and ends in your pantry. And today, we're gonna be making a super simple dish that has a derivation or some sort of remix in almost every culture and cuisine across the world. Chicken and rice. And I'm not kidding here, have yourself a fun time going through all the Google search results for all the ways you can remix and re-season these two staple ingredients. There's a million different ways to get these into your modern omnivore diet. I'd like to say that today's recipe is closer to a Arroz Con Pollo or a Spanish chicken and rice, but if I'm gonna be honest, I kind of make this with whatever I have on hand, and it kind of changes day to day, depending on what I'm feeling like and depending on what I have. In other words, I don't know what traditional version of the dish I'm gonna be butchering in this episode, but I can tell you it's gonna taste good. But without going on too much longer, I think it's about time for us to move on. Alright, now starting this video like we've started so many others in the past, rinsing your rice to remove the excess starch. Toss that into a bowl and then cover with warm water and soak for 20 minutes or so while we work on everything else. First on the chopping block is a large shallot. Feel free to use a white onion if that's all you have. Honestly, this dish is about making the best use out of whatever you can bring to the table. Once peeled and halved, slice across to get some fairly modest shallots. Toss them into a prep cup, and let's talk about limes. And make sure to struggle while peeling that sticker off, it really gives you that professional look this way. Give that lime a quick roll to wake up the juices, then slice into halves, then further into quarters before setting aside. Alright, time for the protein. For this roughly 4-serving recipe, I'm going with 2 pretty sizable breasts. I prefer to trim the excess fat and slice them into thinner cutlets. It makes them easier to get a deep crust, cook quicker, and, avoid burning on the sides. Seasonings here include a light coating of salt, black pepper, paprika, and cumin. Make sure to pour seasonings with one hand and then rub them in with the other. One clean hand, one chicky hand. Flip and hit the other side with all the same seasonings as before, and then head to the stovetop. Cast iron is set over a medium-high heat, and to which we're going to be dropping in about 1 tablespoon or so of canola oil. I added a touch too much oil and it became Splash City around the burner. Learn from my mistake. Make sure that oil is good and hot when you lay your chicky breast down. You'll know it's hot by the fact that it's, well, you really want to maximize that crust by getting that high heat. And it's kind of cool to watch them cook in sped up time. You can really see how they tense up and give up their moisture. Flip them around and make sure you get a full browning on both sides for about 5 minutes each. Once they're crusted up, take them out of a pan and get a temperature read so we know how long they'll take to cook later on down the line. Mine clocked in around 130 Fahrenheit internal. Back into that chicken fat and oil, you're going to toss in your diced shallots and about 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, mixing that around and getting some beautiful coloration in your shallots. Then, in preparation for later, you're going to want to have about 1 cup of veggie broth ready. I prefer to use better than bouillon paste since it's easy and portable really, just have to mix it together with a little bit of water, and then you're good to go. With your shallots now fully translucent, you'll want to sift out your rice from its soak bowl and then toss into the cast iron to toast. If you have any extra bell peppers or other veggies you think would sound good, feel free to toss them in here too. Coax that around and develop a bit of browning on the rice before making a divot in the center and squeezing in about 1 tablespoon of tomato paste. Then it's time to dump in 1 cup of your veggie broth to get the most satisfying time lapse of the liquid evaporating off. At this point, you're going to want to get a feel for the texture of the rice right now. You're going to add more water down the line based on how al dente these grains feel right now. Adding in 1 cup of tomato sauce does add a little bit more liquid to the steam, but it's really going to be a judgment call based on how much additional steaming liquid you're going to need. For me, that was about 1 cup of extra water added in before covering with a lid and letting steam for about 5 minutes. After which, you're going to hit the pan with the juice of your lime from earlier, a few crumbles of queso fresco, then a metric butt-ton of basil. It's really hard to overdo this one, I promise you. This is now when you're going to reintroduce your chicken back on top of the rice to finish their cook. And for a bit more visual appeal, feel free to add in a bit more queso fresco and basil before steaming until the chicken has hit its 165 Fahrenheit internal. Plate her up on a big bed of the rice and enjoy this fantastically simple yet delicious dinner. honestly couldn't tell you how many times I've made this dish in the past. It's gotta be at least in the several dozens, if not near hundreds. I've been rocking it for a couple years now. Whole lot of flavor, whole lot of tomato, acidity. You can taste the garlic, the sugar from it, very savory. But yeah, Arroz Con Pollo. That is a fantastic empty pantry entree. I'm telling you, the best pieces of rice are the ones that are underneath the chicken during that last portion of the cook. The juices just seep out and get infused right into the center of it. It really just makes for an incredible sort of taste. With that, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you all next time. Bye. Bye.